50.
Man, I feel like money.
Keith is explaining his last wrestling match. We would expect to see a lot of gestures that help him to explain the physical characteristics of his opponent and the way in which he executed the win. However, Keith held both hands in a clasped position, rested on his knees the whole time. Let's look again closely at Keith's eye movement. When a person moves their eyes in a particular direction, it is thought to reflect activity in the opposite hemisphere of the brain. We see that while speaking, Keith continuously looks up and to the right. According to our textbook, this suggests that Keith is processing intellectual and linguistic tasks.
Keep it moving. We can keep the club jumping till daylight. From New York to LA through the Bay ride.
McNeil tells us that iconic gestures are typically large, complex movements that are performed relatively slowly and carefully in the central gesture space. McNeil also claims that such gestures accompany only sentences classified as narratives. Notice, Kevin uses large gestures such as the fist-pounding motion, the number 2 sign, the rolling hands motion, and the thumbs up, which is an emblem that has a direct verbal translation. Thumbs up in American culture means good job. Now, let's look at Keith and Kevin Sr. Keith explains a physical altercation that he was involved in as a teenager. We would expect to see elaborate nonverbal gestures that show the physical motions of the fight. However, we see that his hands stay clasped and his arms stay in the same position, as we saw with the other Keith. Neat, huh?
Don't receive no L's. New girls act like they know me so well, but I shows no love and be like, oh well.
Kevin explains a fight that is supposedly going to happen with the cameraman. He uses many iconic gestures that depict, by the form of the gesture, some feature of the action or event being described, such as when he says, "Snatch that camera quickly," accompanied by his hand moving outward and grasping to show the path of the action. We also notice many gestures with the other Kevin too. Cool, right?
Round, round they go. When I step in your town.
Here, pay attention to Keith and Kevin Sr. in the right corner of the screen. As Kevin removes his hat, Keith immediately also removes his. This nonverbal behavior is called matching or mimicking, defined by Knapp and Hall as the chameleon effect, because people change their postures, gestures, and mannerisms to match those of their interaction partners. This kind of mimicry can occur completely outside of our conscious awareness.
Man, I feel like money. They attracted to me. Oh, yeah?
Keith is explaining how he and a neighbor put together a new swing set that is sitting in front of them. Note the use of many speech-independent gestures, also called illustrators, that rely on the content of the discourse to give them meaning. These gestures are referent-related gestures that draw the referent shape or movement, and gestures that depict spatial relationships can be used to help a listener visualize features associated with concrete objects.
Down they go.
She want it, I can tell she want it. Want me to push up on it.
According to Knapp and Hall, punctuation gestures accent, emphasize, and organize important segments of the discourse, and they often coincide with the primary voice stress. Let's watch Kevin's rhythmic chopping hand gestures that follow his speech. We also see a slight downward movement of the head that accompanies the hand gestures.
She slowly start to popping it, song like my wrist piece.
What you don't understand is I catch a grenade, oh yeah.